Tavis Smiley. October marks the third anniversary of Mark Ridley Thomas's indictment and suspension from the Los Angeles City Council. Recently, I authored an op-ed about various media actors who continue to abdicate their responsibility to report the truth in Dr. Ridley Thomas's case. I invite you to read the piece on our KBLA 1580 website. Following months of filings, MRT's appeal is finally set for oral argument on November 21st at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. A three-judge panel will hear and weigh the arguments of government prosecutors and MRT's appellate counsel. They will decide whether prosecutors in the United States Attorney's Office properly interpreted and followed the law, whether the district court judge erred in deciding critical issues of law in ways that prejudiced the trial outcome and denied MRT a fair trial, and whether the verdict in the case should be overturned or whether the case should be remanded back to the district court for a new trial. MRT is seeking an outright reversal of the verdict. I have maintained all along that the U.S. Attorney's Office exaggerated claims of corruption in this particular case. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Indeed, the U.S. Supreme Court recently delivered a ruling in a case called Snyder that will have major ripple effects on the anti-corruption landscape. In short, the court ruled that there is no criminal act, there is no bribe, if there is no exchange for an official act. The legal statute does not apply to gratuities or gifts absent a quid pro quo agreement between the two parties. As MRT never received monies and no such exchange was ever proven in the government's case against him, I would think that the Ninth Circuit Court has all the runway it needs to rule in MRT's favor following the hearing next month. Ironically, next month is also MRT's 70th birthday, which means that he has spent most of his adult life in love and service to this community. It would be tragic for another court to miss an opportunity to correct the public record in a case that should never have been brought forward in the first place. MRT cannot get these lost years back, but justice delayed does not have to be justice denied. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Hey, I'm Alexandra Harbushka, founder of Life with Herpes. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to disclose to someone after you've slept with them. Let's get right to it and let's talk about not disclosing you have herpes and how to disclose to the person after you've slept with them. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about the importance of disclosing. There's a lot of times that doctors will say, well, you don't really need to disclose. Everyone has it. Or, unless you're having an outbreak, you're really only at risk. Well, that's not totally true. There's this thing called asymptomatic shedding. I do go into that in other videos, so you can go check those out. But you definitely want to disclose. And the reason why it's really important to me and why I feel it's personally important to disclose is because we never know where this relationship is going to go. It may start off as a one-night stand and you may end up marrying the person, right? And at that point, you're like, ooh, how do I disclose this one, right? In my experience, I came from the mortgage industry and I went through a lot of people's files and things like that. And every now and then they wouldn't necessarily tell us the full picture or they might lie about something. And what I learned is the truth always came out. By the time the home closed, the truth came out. Where the monies came from or whatever it was. So I like to use that same analogy to dating. So by telling or not telling somebody you have herpes, eventually that truth is gonna come out. So that's, again, the importance of disclosing. And also, you just don't want to have that knot in your tummy. Like, oh, what happens? Okay, I think we got that clear, right? The importance of disclosing. All right, so why is it we don't disclose? That's the next thing that's really important. Why is it we don't disclose we have herpes? Well, it's fear. We are terrified. This is the most terrifying thing we could ever think of, is disclosing or admitting or confessing, or we did something wrong, we are a bad person, we messed up, I have herpes, right? It is, I don't want to feel that extreme pain of rejection, or I don't want to be viewed of as whatever my worst nightmare is that associates with someone that has herpes. I don't even want to.
What in the hell is Zoe Williams talking about tonight? You know I'm not afraid of any topic whatsoever. Man, this topic was inspired by someone in my chat room last night. They actually came up with the title of said topic for tonight. And we're not afraid to listen. I've been saying this for the longest. This platform is designed for us to have the difficult topics most of us shy away from having. Nazarene X, that's his moniker in the chat room. He called it, and it's not funny, but it is interesting. He called it the burning bush. An interesting look at STD politics within intimate relationships. And I think it's important that we have the discussion because you have to create, first off, you got to get educated. There's a distinction between an STD and an STI. One is a disease. Diseases typically have no cure. And then there's the STI, an infection. Typically, infections can be cured. But it's a tough conversation, especially after the video we played yesterday about monogamy and the creation of monogamy. And one of the reasons behind why they created monogamy was to kind of put a stop to the rise of STDs. But not only that piece, but then the other piece came out that said many people feel deeply shamed about their status. So even people who don't have an STD or an STI, what tends to happen is they may get in a relationship and not wear a condom. They may get into a relationship, a monogamous relationship, and not wear a condom because they don't want to be judged like, oh, you're wearing a condom, you must have many different options, you must do this with everyone. You know, that's the fear of being judged as loose or something like that. Quite interesting, man. We got questions, of course, and you guys know this is a non-judgmental space. I love having people come in and talk about it. Tonight's topic, the burning bush. An interesting look at STD politics within intimate relationships. When we gonna have a conversation? How do you say it? How many STIs have you had? When is that question ever appropriate? Third, fourth, fifth date? Right before we get down to let's get it on. When do you ask the question? I'm very interested. Because you know, so many people are turned off by those sexual kind of questions. Like, how you know you're going to get some anyway? I'm just saying, when can we have an open, honest discussion about STIs and STDs, your status? Let's make it even easier. When was the last time you had that type of discussion? 1-800-920-1580. Can the societal stigma surrounding STDs be understood as a modern manifestation of collective shame? And how does it impact attachment dynamics within intimate relationships? Well, how does it impact attachment dynamics? Are you saying that the avoidant attachers may not be forthcoming with regards to having a difficult conversation about their STI or STD status? That's a hell of a question. Can the societal stigma surrounding STDs be understood as a modern manifestation of collective shame? And how does it impact attachment dynamics within intimate relationships? 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get to your phone lines right now. I want to hear from you. In what ways does the societal narrative around STDs reinforce outdated concepts of purity and shame? And how does this conflict with evolving understandings of human sexuality and relationship ethics? Do you have ethics? If you lie to yourself, you're damn sure gonna lie to me. 1-800-920-1580. If you lie about having somebody else on the side, I'm sure you're gonna lie about your status. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know. You tell me. Does an STD diagnosis alter the spiritual connection between partners in a way that mirrors the karmic consequences described in many of the Eastern philosophies, similar to those like karma in Hinduism and the law of cause and effect in Buddhism? Did I attract somebody with an STD because I have a spiritually transmitted disease? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone. I want to know what you think, because this is deep. When was the last time you had a serious conversation, a tough conversation about sexuality, your partner, your status? How does the concept of trauma bonding, as discussed by Patrick Carnes, affect the decision to remain in or leave a relationship after an STD or STI diagnosis? And is this decision truly based on love or fear? So, boy, these questions. We're going to have a real conversation, right? Huh? What you scared of? You scared of everything. You scared. You don't even want to have a real conversation about your relationship because you feel like it's going to end, because you're anxious, preoccupied. You scared of abandonment. You scared of people running away from you. You don't want to have no real conversation. Right? Most of us are insecurely attached. Let me put another little damper on it. The majority of people, according to the research out here, when we talk about attachment styles, only one of the attachment styles is labeled secure. The other three are labeled insecure attachment styles. So basically 85-90% of people are either anxious, preoccupied, dismissive, avoidant, or fearful, avoidant. Well, let's just throw another scoop of misery onto this ice cream salad. Globally, herpes is estimated at 90% of people on the planet Earth have herpes. One or both types of the herpes simplex. In the United States, that number is 50 to 90% of adults have oral herpes, and 1 in 6 people age 14 to 49 have genital herpes. Ugh. I'm glad I'm not one of them. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. That just came out because I'm egotistical. Okay? I just felt good about myself. Like, whew, you missed the cut. Listen. But if the numbers are this, don't make me mention the divorce rate numbers. Goodness, insecure attachment, STDs, the divorce rate. Is this what Krishnamurti meant when he said it is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a toxic society? Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines because I need to talk to y'all. Do y'all want to talk about it? Let's have this real conversation. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
At some point, most sexually active people will be infected with human papillomavirus, or HPV. There are over 100 types of HPV, and most of the time the body eliminates infections without symptoms. But some strains can pose serious health risks down the line. HPV causes contact infections, which means the virus stays in the cells near the point of infection rather than spreading throughout the whole body. Since HPV is often transmitted through sexual activity, this usually means the cells of the vagina, vulva, penis, anus, mouth, and throat. We can test for HPV in the cells from these areas, but while testing for the virus is scientifically possible, it isn't common. The main reason is that, while there are treatments for the adverse health effects caused by HPV, there's no treatment for the virus itself. So testing for HPV would yield many positives, and although most of them won't be cause for concern, there is still no treatment plan for clearing the body of the virus. But there are other good ways to protect yourself from HPV. We're going to walk through how HPV can cause harm, who's at risk, and how to minimize those risks. The body's immune system is able to eradicate most strains of HPV before they cause any harm, and without people even knowing they've been infected. Certain other strains, like HPV 6 and 11, cause abnormalities in the cells of the infected tissue, which can develop into genital warts. While these are infectious and require treatment, usually with topical creams, wart-causing strains don't create longer-term damage. But another...
I know you don't want to hear it. I've got to do it. Listen, I got 3 kids. They're all grown now. Now, I guess we should call them 3 adult children that are fully grown. I had these conversations over and over and over again. We had to talk. I wasn't going to shy away from it. And I'm a funny dad. I'm charismatic. I'm articulate. You know, we had a ball talking about it. I had to. Son, can an STD happen in a monogamous relationship? Absolutely. 1-800-920-1580. Can you still be in a relationship if you have an STD? Depends on who you dealing with. Don't ask me that question. Don't interview me. 1-800-920-1580. Is an STD a deal breaker for you guys? Let's take it down a notch. Is an STI a deal breaker? 1-800-920-1580. Can a couple get an STD without cheating? How do you get chlamydia if both partners are faithful? What? How can you tell if a man or a woman has an STD? 1-800-920-1580. Is having an STD shameful? Here's the big one. Can I sue my boyfriend or girlfriend for passing on an STD? We got questions. Do you have answers? The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. I don't believe this person's name. I don't believe this is a real person, but I'm going to bring him on. Andy, sniper's ready. Be ready on the sniper side, because I don't believe this is his. Bumpy Johnson from Down Under is on the line. Bumpy Johnson, you're on the air. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yeah, what up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good.
I know who this is. This okay. This is the progenitor of said topic. I know who this is. All right. This Nazarene X. All right. Naz, why did you create this topic, man?
Hey, look, I'm just here to do the Lord's work. I called in to clear my good name, man. Man, it's riveting. It's a necessary conversation. Pretty much getting straight to the crux of things, I would say, man. It's hard.
No. Hold tight. When I come forward, you're gonna break down your politics for how you engage in these discussions. I want to know what your politics are. What's your STD politics when entering a new relationship? Do you guys just get down and don't think about it? When we come forward, we're going to find out from Bumpy Johnson himself.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Beyonce will reportedly be showing her support for Vice President Harris at a rally in Texas tomorrow. The Washington Post reports the superstar singer-songwriter will appear with Harris at her campaign event in Houston. Former President Donald Trump says he would fire the special counsel that has indicted him on multiple criminal charges if elected. The Republican presidential nominee told radio host Hugh Hewitt that it would be an easy decision to fire Jack Smith. Trump said he would do it within 2 seconds. Smith was made special counsel by Attorney General Merrick Garland to be in charge of 2 investigations, including Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. The U.S. is putting up $135 million in new humanitarian assistance for Palestinians. The aid will help provide clean water and maternal health with resources for Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. And the oldest person in the U.S. has died. Elizabeth Francis, who is Black of Houston, Texas, died Tuesday at the age of 115. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
September 15th to 21st is Asthma Peak Week with the highest concentration of asthma flare-ups and hospitalizations. To become a more active participant in your care, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. October marks the 3rd anniversary of Mark Ridley Thomas's indictment and suspension from the Los Angeles City Council. Recently, I authored an op-ed about various media actors who continue to abdicate their responsibility to report the truth in Dr. Ridley Thomas's case. I invite you to read the piece on our KBLA 1580 website. Following months of filings, MRT's appeal is finally set for oral argument on November 21st at the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals. A 3-judge panel will hear and weigh the arguments of government prosecutors and MRT's appellate counsel. They will decide whether prosecutors in the United States Attorney's Office properly interpreted and followed the law, whether the district court judge erred in deciding critical issues of law in ways that prejudiced the trial outcome and denied MRT a fair trial, and whether the verdict in the case should be overturned or whether the case should be remanded back to the district court for a new trial. MRT is seeking an outright reversal of the verdict. I have maintained all along that the U.S. Attorney's Office exaggerated claims of corruption in this particular case. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Indeed, the U.S. Supreme Court recently delivered a ruling in a case called Snyder that will have major ripple effects on the anti-corruption landscape. In short, the court ruled that there is no criminal act, there is no bribe, if there is no exchange for an official act. The legal statute does not apply to gratuities or gifts absent a quid pro quo agreement between the two parties. As MRT never received monies and no such exchange was ever proven in the government's case against him, I would think that the Ninth Circuit Court has all the runway it needs to rule in MRT's favor following the hearing next month. Ironically, next month is also MRT's 70th birthday, which means that he has spent most of his adult life in love and service to this community. It would be tragic for another court to miss an opportunity to correct the public record in a case that should never have been brought forward in the first place. MRT cannot get these lost years back, but justice delayed does not have to be justice denied. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Environmental justice is racial justice.
Environmental justice is social justice.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Before running for state senate, Laura Richardson was named one of the most corrupt members of Congress, guilty on 7 counts of ripping off taxpayers and a pattern of deception trying to cover it up. Richardson is too shady for state senate. For your state senator, frontline nurses, classroom teachers, and Planned Parenthood Advocacy Project support Democrat Michelle Chambers, a champion for abortion rights, higher wages for workers, and more affordable health care. Democrat Michelle Chambers for state senate.
Ad paid for by nurses and educators supporting Chambers for Senate 2024, sponsored by labor and nonprofit environmental and health organizations, Ad Committee's top funders, SEIU California State Council, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Here we are in this big old empty room, staring each other down. You want me just as much as I want you. Let's stop fooling around. Take me, baby, kiss me all over. Play with my love. Bring out what's been in me for too long. Baby, you know that's all I've been dreaming of. Do me, baby, like you never done before. Oh, give it to me till I just can't take no more. Come on and do me, baby.
When you consent to sexual intercourse with someone, usually you're trusting that they're being honest about their STD status. Unfortunately, there are people who aren't. Elizabeth Shores tells us about the practice and its potential consequences.
As online dating trends have evolved, a phenomenon called tagging has emerged, when people infected with STDs sleep with others without divulging their positive status. Brittany says she's been a victim of tagging, and it's impacted her entire life.
I had no idea what was going on. And it was in the emergency room where he disclosed his status in front of a nurse to me.
What Brittany may not have realized, and what people in casual dating situations may not be aware of, is behaviors like tagging are a crime, and it can come from those you least suspect.
You can just go hurt people like this and then come home like it's normal. Most people like that they don't have monster tattooed across their face. Like, they aren't the unkind people, and that's what's scary.
Attorneys in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation in North Dakota say there are consequences beyond the physical for those who knowingly attempt to spread STDs like HIV. Attorney Philip Becker says offenders could potentially be charged with anything from a misdemeanor to a Class A felony. And whether the victim contracts the STD or not may not matter in getting someone off the hook legally. That was the case for one of Becker's defendants. And it may not matter whether the victim contracts the disease. What matters is the deliberate attempt to deceive for the purposes of sex.
The actual infection.
Wow. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Who was the caller that we lost? Shannon from Los Angeles. Get back in here. You're valuable to me. Your insight, your perspective. Don't be afraid. Call us back. This is a direct invitation for you to come back in here, 1-800-920-1580. Before I move back over to Bumpy Johnson, who's going to break down his STD politics for, revealing his status or asking for the status of a potential significant other. I forgot. I have a relationship roundtable I'm doing tomorrow here in Los Angeles. All my Los Angelinos, Pasadena, Culver City, Inglewood, wherever you live, Long Beach, Glendale, the Valley, wherever you live, please come join me. All right? It's real simple. I had a whole flyer and a website. I just can't seem to get it up here. No pun intended. Boom, boom. No, seriously. It's at a studio in Inglewood called One Stream TV. Okay? And I'm going to pull up the address for you so you guys can see. The address is I just had it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. The address is One Street. Where's the street address? Come on. Give me that street address. 740 Centinela Boulevard in Inglewood, California. Suite 201. Yep, it's upstairs. That's 740 Centinela Avenue. Excuse me, not Boulevard. 740 Centinela Avenue, Inglewood, California. 90302. The event starts at 7:30 p.m. Yo, come out, meet me. It's not expensive. You can pay at the door. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be fly. And this is a whole presentation that I'm doing. It's a relationship roundtable / mixer. So please come out. It's called the Pray That Got Away Relationship Roundtable with Zoe Williams, KBLA's own Zoe Williams. So you guys got to come out, participate. And don't worry, I'll mention it again before the end of the show. But back to my caller, Bumpy Johnson, which isn't his real name. Nazarene X, get back in here and give us your politics. How do you engage this most difficult conversation?
Man, look, first and foremost, just make sure that you solid on your health tip. First and foremost, honest with yourself and lead with it. I say, man, one cool thing, just depending on your style, like maybe start light and be like, yo, you ever had a kidney stone?
Oh.
Like,
hell no.
I'm gonna start getting, you know what I'm saying? Cause like if you ain't, it's, you start to calibrate things, like see what life done taught you. Too much.
You ever have a kidney stone and ironically, it's genius.
You feel me?
Have you ever had a kidney stone?
And from there, we just get to explore, like, yo, How about pink eye, chicken pox, a toothache?
Yeah, that's good though.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
good.
Like it's not too invasive yet. We getting parameters. Then our live would be like, you know, just joking, be like, yo, juices and berries. With enough juices and berries, you could pretty much cure anything. But a lot of people out here.
You know what's ironic
Yeah.
about what you're bringing up? We live in this pseudo health, you know, craze culture. Everybody's juicing and stretching and will not have this conversation. You hear me? I want the avocado toast with the tomatoes and okay, avocado toast. You know, make sure we have some turmeric and some ginger and don't forget. Okay, are we ever going to get around to the real conversation? You know, you really have to start juicing. I think you're about 10 to 12 pounds overweight. Just looking at you, you know, you'd free up your knees if you would just lose 10 to 12 pounds. So much pressure would be off your hips. What kind of pressure has been on your hips? Let us know.
Relieve thyself, unburden thine loins. Man.
No,
but it's definitely.
I love this, man. Finish your thought.
Nah, I'm with you, man. I was just saying it's definitely important to have an open line of communication and to be comfortable with, especially if you're engaging and, you know, dialogue and getting to know someone new that said adult shenanigans may be in your foreseen future, what have you. Like, these are things to consider. This, instead of dancing around it, like, one way I look at it is, for various reasons, if I got to pull out, I ain't got no business going in there anyway. And there is a whole thing.
I'm sorry. You giving good advice, and I can't refute any of the advice that you're giving. But something in my spirit, something in my spirit, brother, is telling me, if you, my nephew, you have dealt with situations in much the same way that I did when I was younger, right? You feel like a throw caution to the wind kind of guy. I've been that guy.
Hey, man.
So let's just be honest. Don't give me all the good advice. You know, I want you to take some juice and berries.
Get you some sarsaparilla.
I want you to get it right. I don't want to hear it. Tell the truth about your politics.
Man, look, the reality is, I mean, I don't know how much time we got to go through it, but even like you'll hear the advertisements for tests, like, and again, just I'm saying all this with the utmost respect for the. Matter of fact, let me share a quick story. I have a
Well, you gotta make it quick though, cause I got Shannon, I got Rogish. Come on, brother, you gotta make it quick.
All right, let's put it this way: a condom ain't gonna protect you from the responsibility you have to maintain sound judgment in the first place. I wouldn't go risking it for a biscuit on anything, man.
Risking it for a biscuit? Hey, listen, the euphemisms are cute, but I know you sound risky. I know you own it. Listen, Andy is in here with me. We risky. Listen.
I'm a little cold.
Listen, I'm not trying to put you out there. I'm just simply saying, let's just be real about it. We risky. She fine. If she fine, she gorgeous, and you're getting rhythm, let's just be honest. The majority of men are going to be like, mon frère. You're like, enchanté. Mon ami. We gonna be on it. Come on.
You right on that, but that's that OPP.
Now you in here talking like Principal Clark. You smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Call me Batman.
Hey, man, let me just say, I appreciate you, brother, for giving us this topic. Thank you so much. You brought Atlanta in the building. When I come forward, I'm going to talk to Shannon out of Los Angeles and Rogish out of Dallas, Texas. If you want to join the conversation, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You can even just with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains. Chevy Silverado, the first ever Silverado EV, Colorado and Tahoe have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.3%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/31/24.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I am D.L. Hughley, host of the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, heard weekdays from 2 to 4 exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. I promise to make you think a little, but laugh a whole lot more. So tune in to the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show 2 to 4 only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
If this isn't the sexiest playlist, come on!
There's something I want to tell you. There's something I think that you should know. It's not that I shouldn't really love you. Let's take it slow. When we get to know each other, and we're both feeling much stronger, then let's try to talk it over. Let's wait a while longer. Let's wait a while before it's too late. Let's wait a while before we go too far.
Yeah, that would be going too far. Giving me something.
Well, welcome to another Friday night. If you were to try to summarize the work that I do, it's big picture to really help people understand complex trauma in detail, where it comes from and how it affects their life. But a key component in understanding that is to understand the shame piece. And that's been a big part of what my work has been about, is helping people understand that the major issue coming out of complex trauma is it shapes our identity negatively, and we call that shame, and that affects every aspect of life. And one of the things that we realize is that complex trauma mainly takes place within the family, but it's also influenced by the culture. The culture can create complex trauma as well. And so what I want to do this evening is to look at shame cultures. Now, a lot of people are going to get nervous and think I'm just going to blast other cultures. So let me begin by really saying this, that over the last 30 years, I have spent much of my time deconstructing Western culture and pointing out what is unhealthy in Western culture. And so by me pointing out what is unhealthy in other cultures, it's not me saying Western culture is perfect, other cultures are unhealthy. This is me saying if we're going to get healthy as people, we have to deconstruct our culture. And so I've deconstructed Western culture.
Western culture is sick. Krishnamurti told you that. The stigma surrounding STDs often evokes shame, fear, and misunderstanding, particularly when explored through the lens of attachment theory and trauma bonding. On this show, we're trying to unravel the intricacies of STD politics, challenging both socially imposed norms around monogamy and the ethical considerations surrounding honesty and responsibility within intimate relationships, integrating the insights of course, Krishnamurti, Dr. David R. Hawkins, Patrick Carnes, and others. We are trying to critically examine, with a little humor sprinkled in, the moral, ethical, and psychological dimensions of STD politics, alongside the attachment wounds that can exacerbate these relational challenges. It's gonna be tough, but we're going to have the conversation. We got callers on the line. I want to get everybody in. Shannon from Los Angeles. It's your time to shine. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
So I think it's a great topic. As I made a note earlier in YouTube, I think I was saying I'm in healthcare. I have been since the age of 16, and I worked in women's healthcare primarily almost, I'll say 25 plus years. I'm not going to say the exact number. But that being said, I think it's important that people be as honest as they can. People are shameful about it, but you can't. I don't think that people have a mindset that every person that you slept with, you expose yourself to certain STDs, that therefore will expose other people to that. And they don't want to be honest enough to say that. I don't want anything. So for me, I'm going to talk about it very openly. I will I'm a Cedars employee, so I will log into my account so that my partner can see what my STD screenings or STI screenings are. I think it's majorly important, but some people are afraid of that for whatever reason. For me, it's morally, just not the right thing to do to give someone something knowing that you are in that position. So I think we have to have responsibilities to ourselves and to other people. But to that, I will also say when I was younger, 17, 18 years old and out there, I was out there, not sleeping with a whole lot of people, but, exposing myself by kissing and, doing different things. And so that being said, I could have exposed myself not knowing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And luckily I was not in that number of anything that happened. So that's a blessing. But I think it's important that people be honest enough to talk about it because it's not cool.
Let me just ask this quick question. If you're dating somebody, do you broach the conversation? Or do you wait until or you follow the man's lead, or are you like, no, let me make sure I'm good in this situation because I like him. So let me ask these questions. Mm-hmm. So do you start the conversation? No. And if you do, what does that look like? Try it out on me.
Yeah. I would say, and I have said, I'm definitely feeling you. And so if it goes there with us, because things can slip up and happen, I want you to know that I'm, clear with my STD testings. I have them every 6 months. I can log in right now. What's your situation?
I just had mine done 3 months ago, and I'm all clear.
Okay, but I want to see your results. See, I can log into my account. Let me
Look
see
at my
what yours are.
I wish y'all could see my. You want to see them? Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Hold
do you
on.
want to both go get tested?
Hold on one second.
No,
Hold on.
Sure.
No, seriously. She's asking the right question, though. Because if you have gotten them done, they do have them on file. You can get a copy, and they'll be online as well, that you can access these things. So you can actually show her. So a lot of people, when you get the runaround, hold on a second. Let me go upstairs. I think I left it in the glove compartment in my closet. Wait, you got a glove compartment in your closet, brother? Yeah. Hey, listen, Shannon, you made it fire tonight. I appreciate you bringing Los Angeles in the building. You got a seat at the table. Anytime you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm talking to my brother, Rogish from Dallas, Texas. Let's get it!